Dear boomers, have you ever been given a plant, say by your husband who then dies, and then as time goes on, that plant has become quite the magnificent plant that represents the person who you love? Well, that's what is going on with me with these fig plants. I showed them to you yesterday. These fig plants were originally grown down by the Conestoga River in Lancaster County, and now they're growing on the side of my house. They were transplanted. And now this has been a particularly hot summer. And I think that's what the figs like. Also, we had a heat wave in June, which is what the figs really like. And it's almost like they remind me of Jack and the Beanstalk. They're just growing and growing and growing. And they might even reach the top of the house at this rate. I'm just showing you the figs. And these are gifts from my late husband. I feel like he joins us many a time to celebrate our lives that we are still living here. And he himself is a very spiritual guy, and he visits us often. Now these are the old fig branches. I thought at the beginning of the season that I should cut them back, but I didn't, and it doesn't seem like it was necessary. Here's a fig tree, but had this fig tree been planted next to the house like the other fig trees, we might have more, or I should say less stunted growth. So I'm going to probably plant it next year. I'll take it out of the container and plant it right there, and we'll see how it goes. I mean, these are hardy plants. Here's a new leaf. Oh my goodness. And figs are so good for you. Now there is a certain type of fig tree here, and I don't know what it is. I could do a plant identification thing. I guess I could do that. But these figs represent Tommaso. And as you all know, his motto, my mascot, is, it's so hot out, this little guy is just lying in the grass and enjoying himself. But this is Maso, who is my mascot and named after my late husband. So I just think we need to be more sensitive to what it is that life is all about. There is really no beginning and no end. When my husband Tommaso left this plane of existence, I have felt him every single day. Not to mention my brother. I feel him too. Now the anniversary of his death is coming up on the 8th of August, and that is also the anniversary of my husband and my wedding. So that's kind of a double whammy. It's my brother's birthday, it's our anniversary, and we have to be aware that these things are alive reminders. They're living reminders of the people that we love and always will love. Always will love. So in 4 days, we will be celebrating my brother's death anniversary, and I will be celebrating my wedding anniversary. So let us look at the hibiscus. Let's look at the hibiscus, Mossy. The sun is still high in the sky. I'm doing an experiment because YouTube says that anything published after 3 o'clock in the afternoon doesn't get the attention that it would get if it were published anywhere from, say, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And here, hon, look. Say hi. You are such a I know Tommy, my husband, loves this little guy because he's the sweetest. That's why. So we're doing a little experiment to see if YouTube thinks that it's worthwhile sending this around to people. And I'm just trying to find the figs. Actually, it's like 3 or 4 degrees cooler hanging out in the fig trees. I think there's about 5 of them in here. And life is just abundant. You know, this is just an abundant plant. The fig tree, the figs. I love the shape of these leaves. Oh my gosh. We are so fortunate. And then to eat these things. Oh, I'm hoping that the frost doesn't come before they ripen, as I mentioned yesterday, because we need to understand the climate change is made for longer summers and longer autumns. So I think we're going to see that this year. Climate change is on the Harris agenda. She's very strong on climate change, and this is what we need. I mean, the climate has become a real issue. I have never experienced such a heat wave in my 73 years of life. I have to say that is just the truth. It's just the truth. But Lancaster County often doesn't get the kinds of disruptions that many other places get. I mean, at this moment, Florida is worried about a storm that's coming straight for them, and that will be going up the coast to Virginia Beach. Whether it stays there or continues is anybody's guess. And then, of course, the trajectory of these storms can change at any time. There you go. Hi, sweetie. Up. Up. He's my little boy. He is a beautiful soul. Yes. So, figs. Figs are a sign of abundance and great. I think it might even be a fertility signature. And there's like a lot of ancient mythology with fig leaves. I mean, isn't there sometimes nudity is not completely nude if somebody is wearing a fig leaf. And some of these fig leaves could actually be used as something to hide your private parts. Yes. So there you have it. We went to the Barnes & Noble bookstore, my friend Nancy and I, and we found some interesting books. And I'm getting ready I'm going to have a little ritual to celebrate my husband and my anniversary on the 8th of August. I will, of course, Pearlie will join us. She loves her daddy, Tom, and he loved her. And in fact, the last words he ever said was Pearl, 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 because she started to bark incessantly. She could not stop barking when he was dying. In fact, at the moment of his death, she barked so much that he said, Pearl, 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 and away he went into, he was like flying around for a while before we had to put him on life support. And when he was on life support, he was off doing some out-of-body activities, visiting people. They knew he was there. My friend Steve came to the moment when we unplugged the machinery that was keeping him alive. And I know that was a big thing. I mean, it was hard for all of us. And but it is something that happens all the time. People are put on these breathing respirator machines, and they have a time when they can no longer be sustained on these machines, and it's time to, quote, pull the plug, unquote, and free them. Free them. Freedom is what happens at the moment of death. So I must tell you that freedom is the slogan for the November election, for women especially. We will not allow men or anybody, politicians or priests, to tell us what we can do with our bodies. It's a matter of freedom and autonomy. Nobody will ever tell me what to do with my body. And in terms of reproductive freedoms, in terms of birth control, and I understand that J.D. Vance wants to police people's menstrual periods, and apparently this is true. I mean, these are extreme people, and nobody should allow them in near the White House. I love to you all. There's going to be a video that shows up here. Take a look at it. Bye.